Thanks for joining us. Follow us on social media and read our blog posts for more visa and immigration tips. ETIAS, European Travel Information and Authorization System, Visa Waiver. In this video, find out what the ETIAS is, when it is expected to be implemented, whether you will need one, and what to expect when you apply for it. This video is brought to you by IAM. We believe that travel improves and inspires you and the people around you. We help you travel by providing services which overcome barriers and frameworks that simplify and enrich your experience. We just happen to be immigration lawyers. So reach out to your IAM visa coordinator when you're ready for your adventure, or already on one, and would like some assistance. With over 700 million visitors each year, Europe is known as a top tourist destination for people from all over the world who come to experience everything from the rich culture and history of the European nations to enjoying the beautiful sceneries, from snowy mountain peaks to warm sunny beaches, and indulging in the famed delicious cuisines. Most visitors to Europe have to apply for a Schengen visa to enter the area, but up until recently, there have been a few countries that had an agreement with the EU that allowed their citizens to visit European countries visa-free. However, the European Commission approved a proposal in 2016 for an electronic visa waiver that will be soon required of visitors who are non-European citizens. ETIAS, which stands for the European Travel Information and Authorization System, is a pre-screening program for visitors intending to travel to the European Union in order to protect and strengthen its borders. It is expected that the ETIAS system will be fully implemented towards the end of 2022, and citizens of third country, visa-exempt countries, will then be required to apply for an ETIAS before they enter the Schengen area. What is the purpose behind the implementation of ETIAS? The main goal of the ETIAS visa waiver for Europe is to identify possible threats or risks associated with visitors traveling to any of the Schengen area countries. The ETIAS visa waiver will be needed to enter a Schengen member country. By the end of 2022, all visitors that currently do not need a visa to enter Europe will be expected to apply for an ETIAS travel authorization. The implementation of the ETIAS aims to stop people with criminal records from entering the European countries and overstaying. Some of the main purposes behind the establishment of the ETIAS are: to be able to make advanced checks on visitors, to deny travel authorization, if necessary, to visa-exempt third country nationals traveling to the Schengen area, to improve internal security in the EU, to prevent illegal immigration to EU countries, to limit public health risks, and to reduce delays at the borders by identifying persons who might pose a risk before they arrive at the external borders. Who will need an ETIAS to travel to Europe? Currently, there are 63 countries that will need to apply for an ETIAS visa waiver when visiting the Schengen zone, which include Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Singapore, the UAE, the USA, and the UK. You can find the full list on our blog post. While citizens of countries who do not need a visa for travel purposes of up to 90 days in the EU do not need to go through the long process of applying for the visa, the ETIAS will make sure that they are not a security threat. This travel authorization system will gather, keep track of, and update necessary information regarding visitors to determine whether it is safe for them to enter Schengen countries. Citizens of countries that are not part of this list will still have to apply for a regular Schengen visa in order to visit the Schengen member states, whereas visitors who wish to travel to the non-Schengen European countries will have to apply for regular visas, as applied by each respective country. Though, you can also check if you can visit these countries with your Schengen visa, which actually allows you to visit 18 other countries, aside from the 26 Schengen countries. How will ETIAS system work? The ETIAS will be available online for all travelers who wish to visit the Schengen zone. Travelers need to meet the ETIAS requirements in order to complete and receive an ETIAS travel authorization successfully. These requirements are a valid passport, an email address, and a debit or credit card to pay for the application fee. The ETIAS application will need travelers to provide information like their full name, date of birth, country of residency, and passport details. At the end of the process, there will also be a set of security and health questions. Most applications will be processed within minutes. All applications are checked across a series of security databases, among them SIS, VIS, Europol data, Interpol, and more. ETIAS has its unique screening rules and a watch list. Once an application has been revised, the applicant will receive a confirmation message with the travel authorization at the email address provided. ETIAS can only be used for transit, tourism, and business travel, although it can also apply as a visa waiver to study or work for stays of maximum 90 days. It will be requested by travel carriers prior to the beginning of the trip. If you cannot provide your ETIAS visa waiver, you can face consequences, such as denial of entry to the Schengen member country. How to apply online for ETIAS. Those who want to get approval will have to follow the steps to apply for ETIAS. However, applying for ETIAS does not automatically guarantee that you will be granted one. Find the list of basic personal information you will need to provide, as well as other questions that will be asked in the application, on our blog post. If the applicant is a minor, their legal guardian must apply for ETIAS for them. Family members of EU citizens from other countries must submit proof of relationship, residence card, and other background information. The ETIAS system does not require biometric data, such as fingerprint scanning. Submitting the application, what to expect. When you complete the application, you will have to pay the fee before submitting it. The system will then do the following. Check if the information you gave was correct. Check your eligibility. Check your risk factors. If what you filled out on the application form is correct, and you are eligible, and not labeled as a risk, your application will be approved. The whole procedure is expected to be completed in only a few minutes. Applicable fees for ETIAS. The ETIAS costs €7 for applicants over 18, and is free for applicants under the age of 18. The fee has to be paid online, through a valid debit or credit card. If the payment is declined or unsuccessful, your ETIAS application will be put on hold until you can carry out the payment. If your application gets approved, you will receive an answer directly through email, within a few minutes. However, if your approval is not yet guaranteed, you will have to wait approximately 72 hours before you get an answer, so take care to apply on time before your trip. Required documents for ETIAS. Since all the application process is online and very simple, you do not need any printed documents like you do when applying for a visa, which saves you a lot of time, money, and energy. All you need is a passport, which might be required to have information like your digital photograph, which is not glued on the passport, a machine-readable passport, and an electronic passport chip. Though this is not necessarily mandatory, it would be an advantage for your application. ETIAS Validity. If you are granted with an ETIAS, you will have the right to use it for 3 consecutive years. After 3 years, it will expire, and you will have to apply for another. If your passport expires before your ETIAS, you will have to apply for another ETIAS with your new passport. What if my ETIAS application is denied? If your application is refused, you will receive the reasons for the refusal on your email, as well as the information of the authority, or the country, that took such decision. You could appeal this decision or, based on the denial reason, you can adjust your application and try again. Boarding and arrival at EU. You are permitted to use your ETIAS only for transit, tourism, and business travel, and not for working or studying. To use the ETIAS authorization correctly, you must first pass through the first country you stated in your application. For example, if you were planning to go through Germany, Belgium, and Austria, and you stated in your application that the first country you will visit is Germany, you must go through it first, before you visit Belgium and Austria. After you enter your first country, you can visit any other country in the Schengen zone for 90 days. Your ETIAS will be checked upon your arrival in the Schengen area, whether you arrive by air, land, or sea. You will already be registered in the ETIAS database of the Schengen zone you are allowed to enter. However, you must print the travel authorization that you will receive in your email and take it with you. Keep in mind that the travel authorization is not always an automatic right of entry or stay, since the border guard is the one who will make the final decision. Do you have any other questions about ETIAS? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below. IAM can help with your visa application to the United States, the UK, and other countries. If you need help with a US visa, a UK visa, or visa to Europe, including help with appointment booking obligations, IAM can help. For more information and advice on US immigration, UK immigration law, and US visa applications, or if you need any help or assistance, please reach out to your visa coordinator at IAM. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more travel and visa updates.